A strong earthquake with a magnitude of 7.3 struck off the coast of eastern Japan on Saturday, sparking fears of a leak at a nuclear power plant. The epicenter of the earthquake was off the coast of Fukushima Prefecture at a depth of 60 kilometers, 36 miles, and triggered widespread blackouts, the Japan Meteorological Agency said.
The earthquake hit at 11:08 p.m. local time, 14:08 GMT, and shook houses and offices in Tokyo, and was followed by aftershocks, including a 4.7 magnitude jolt, JMA said. But there appeared to be no major damage and no tsunami warning was issued.
There were fears that there had been a leak of nuclear fuel at the Fukushima Daini Nuclear Power Plant, according to local broadcaster NHK, but this was denied by the facility.
Pool water used for storing spent nuclear fuel reportedly leaked into a ditch next to the pool and thereby contaminated the surrounding area after the water overflowed due to the earthquake's tremors, according to Tokyo Electronic Power Company, TEPCO.
But the Nuclear Regulatory Agency said the amount of pool water is small and there was no effect on the cooling of nuclear fuel.
They added that the radiation dose is low, so there is no concern about workers being exposed to it.
TEPCO reported, a patrol found that about 160 milliliters of pool water for storing spent nuclear fuel at Fukushima Daini Nuclear Power Plant Unit 1 in preparation for decommissioning in Fukushima Prefecture had leaked into a ditch next to the pool.
As of 1:40 a.m., no major abnormalities have been found at the Fukushima Daini Nuclear Power Plant, and there is no change in the values of the monitoring posts that measure radiation levels around the nuclear power plant. About 100 people were injured as a result of the earthquake, according to public broadcaster NHK TV, mostly spraining their ankles while falling on stairs and getting cut by broken glass. There were no reports of major injuries.
The meteorological agency said no tsunami warning had been issued and the quake had a magnitude of 7.3, raising it from a preliminary magnitude of 7.1.
It hit near the epicenter of a 2011 killer quake which triggered a towering tsunami and killed more than 18,000. Residents cleaned up clutter in stores and homes on Sunday morning and workers rushed to clear debris from a landslide which has blocked a section of the Joban Expressway in Soma, Fukushima Prefecture.
About 950,000 households were without power on Saturday, Chief Cabinet Secretary Katsunobu Kato addressed reporters after midnight and said evaluations were underway. He said there were no irregularities at two nuclear facilities, Fukushima Daini and Inagawa. Authorities were still checking at Fukushima Daiichi, he said.
Kato said there was no danger of a tsunami from the quake. He said that some trains in northeastern Japan had stopped running, and that other damage was still being checked.
As far as damage, casualties and structural damage are being assessed, he said, adding that sections of the bullet train had been suspended due to power outages. Surveys are being done at Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plant, he said.
We have received reports that Inagawa nuclear plant and Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plant are not showing any abnormality, he added.
Power had been restored by early Sunday, although some bullet train services were still halted.